Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Momin at Momin's Art, and today's video, today's class, I would say, and it's a live class. So let's talk about quickly. Let me just put the image here. So here, okay. So we're going to talk about the transparency in watercolor, and I will be talking about the transparency in the watercolor. A lot of people have confusion about this subject, like this topic, I would say, like what is the transparency in the watercolor, and there's a transparent watercolor itself, and how you attain the transparency in your painting. Basically, it's not a just the watercolor itself, painting and the watercolor. I mean, sorry, watercolor itself is a transparent watercolor, and then when you do paint with those colors, how to attain the transparency in your painting. So there's two things. Please don't be get confused. Because a lot of people get confused and they said, "Oh, what is the transparency basically?" and what is transparent watercolor. So I will show you actually exactly what's going on, why there's so much confusion with these terms, and people use. And anyway, let's so paper I'm using is, let me introduce quickly. The paper I'm using is a Fabriano Aquarello extra white 100% cotton, and basically it's a watercolor block. So as you can see, all these paper are stick together with the and once you're done, you just open it up. Kind of hard to peel it off, separate the sheet from one to another. So but good paper, I use it for my class, and again it's a 100%. Make sure that you pick up the paper that if you pick up different papers and you try different paper, initially it's fine. You can pick up different papers and try out which one is good for you, which one is working for you. So if you find, okay, this is the paper, I like it, and my paintings are come out very good, the drying time is good, and the texture of the paper, and the surface of the paper is good. So, and the consistency of the paper. Actually, sometimes what happens, some papers come, you working on one paper, stick with one manufacturer, and then something happens with the paper, it change the consistency. So just wash it, and then the what's a weight, like this is a 140-pound paper, so it's just a little bit heavy as compared to 90 pounds. So as the number goes higher, the paper get heavier and heavier in the thickness or the weight. So less thick paper you can use for a smaller painting, and soon as you go bigger painting, let's say you go 22 by 30 sheet, then you must be consider uh, 200-pound paper, or maybe if you can handle the paper, the buckling and when you put the water. If you using too much water, I would consider go heavier, minimum 200-pound paper for larger painting. If you are working in a smaller painting size, maybe 140-pound would be okay, and 90-pound would be okay if you're not using too much water on your painting. Okay, so this is about the paper, and I have another block which I will talk about. I used it last week, and this is the paper I use. It's called Academy watercolor paper. So I did use that paper, and it's good. Actually, the paper is not bad, and I bought it from, I believe, from Amazon. So this paper is good. Actually, not bad price wise, and I will discuss this more in detail in the next blog. So right now I'm using this Fabriano Aquarello extra white 100% cotton 140-pound paper, the block. And so the painting I choose is my own painting. And actually I painted maybe 2 weeks ago. And so it's very simple painting, not a lot of colors are in there. There's three colors in there: the cadmium yellow, cadmium burnt umber, and the French ultramarine. So that's all is in there. Actually, there's nothing else, no special colors or and yeah. So let's talk about now the main topic for what is the transparency in watercolor, pigment itself, and the painting. So let me put this painting on the this screen so you guys know. So now this is the painting I'm going to paint. Actually, I will show you how to keep the transparency in your painting. All right, let's talk about some my palette, and I will explain what is transparent colors and what is a opaque color. So let's talk about the pigment first. All right, so here, let me just wet my brush. Always remember, keep this in your hand if possible, or you just keep it on the side. That is the essential part of the watercolor. The paper, try to keep the water away from the painting. And if you are mixing colors too many times, be careful. If you traveling, your brush is traveling, keep over going over your painting, you might have a chance you drop a droplet of the water, and you don't want to do that. That's a it create problem for you, and it create cauliflower in your on your washes. So make sure that you don't want to go, and you don't want to put a water that is going over your painting all the time. Although it will, but just be careful. Try to keep it a little bit away from your painting when you're working. If you're mixing too many washes, and try to mix more paint on your palette instead of mixing a small amount of paint. Don't worry about. You can have. You can use that. I use this. See the leftover color in my palette. Let me just bring it here. Leftover color. I use it actually. I use for my. It becomes a nice gray color. So what happened when you mix all these red, blue, and red, blue, and yellow? It give you a nice gray color. And this is how what's happened when you have a previously mixed washes. And if you clean your palette and you just cleaning it up, you can see that. Let me just show you quickly what happening here. So let's grab a sketchbook and okay, here. So I have this is the color from the previous mix. All right, I'll put it here, and you can see nice, beautiful gray, light gray color, right? And you don't need to mix again. And that color is really mature type of wash, because there's so many colors in there. Maybe a green or of burnt sienna or French ultramarine. Who knows? God knows how many colors in there. Okay. Anyway, let's get started. Let's take this off. It's not a topic today. We are dealing with the transparency of the watercolor. So here, okay. So let me show you. Actually, see that all the quinacridone colors, so they are tend to more transparent, right? The cadmiums, you don't need to remember this, but just too technical. So cadmiums are more towards opaque. So if you have a cadmium red, most likely it will be let me grab this sketchbook so I can do a small demo. So I picked up, I have a cadmium red in my palette. So I put a nice wash here, right? I'm gonna use my dryer, so I will show you. Actually, this is a part of the class also. So let's try this up. So what I will do, actually, I'm gonna put a mark on my paper. Let's with the pencil, right? A dark mark, right? Actually, I should have done it before, but anyway. So I will pick up some cadmium red, right? And I will put on the top of this mark, right? So look at this. Actually, the mark is still a little bit visible, but the cadmium red is a kind of a opaque color, so it take over. I mean, like it just that the mark pencil mark is gone. Now I will put another mark here, right? And then I will pick up. Let's pick up French ultramarine and see what happens. French ultramarine is more transparent, so here. So I put a. I actually I if you want to make it more transparent, there's another way. I'm going to show you quickly. So now, let me go closer so you guys know what I'm talking about here. So, more opaque is less visible, that pencil mark, but the more transparent color, it shows more. So that's how the transparency works with the pigment and in the painting. So pigment itself is a transparent, and how to create a transparency in your watercolor, that's what it is. So now what I will do, I will just go put my sketchbook here, and now I will pick up some French ultramarine again, mix it up with my palette, put it here, and then I will put on this red wash right here. I'll put some here, some here, like that, anything, there's just some. Now I'll put another, cross it with this wash, the layer I put it, now cross it, done. Okay, so now the thing is, here you still can see the red underneath, right? And I didn't block the whole wash of the red, so I put here, there, and a little bit more. If you clean it up your brush with the paper, and if you add some more water, then the color get more transparent. Basically, it will lose some consistency, but you will get a nice very transparent color. So you can do the same thing in the cadmiums also, on the cadmium red or yellow ochre or cadmium orange. These colors, they, like I said, they are more uh, opaque colors. So you can create some transparency in by adding more color. So if I pick up a red, cadmium red, look, see how the thick the color, it shows right away, although I know it's a red color. But if I go clean my brush, right, get some more water, put on my palette, and I diluted the color more, right? Now the cadmium red is become transparent, right? That's how you turn your opaque color into more transparent. So it, you can see here, compare here, there, the more opaque you put more pigment, it will be darker value on a color. This is a lighter value because I put more water in it, so I kind of, it just paled down. And now if I push the color down, the transparency of the color will get higher and higher, right? So it get lighter and lighter, and it will be more transparent like this. So, and same time, this wash, you, if you practice this, this will uh, eh, improve your skill how to get a graded wash, right? Like coming from the dark. Let me put some more cadmium red here. Although we are talking about the transparency, but along with this transparency, you can learn other things also in watercolor, right? So I wash my brush, I cleaned it, right? And then I smudge it right at the edge of this, because the wash is still wet, right? It's not dry yet. So I can play with that as long as it's wet. But soon as it start the water evaporating from the wash, then what happened then is for you is really hard to control the wash. Like you can make a hard edges you cannot remove, depends on the pigment, and plus you cannot get this soft edges, right, once the wash is dry. What happened if the color dry and then you you lose control on the wash and you cannot make changes. So this is the only challenge in the watercolor. Otherwise watercolor is the best medium to work with, right? Very portable and you don't need a lot of setup for it. So I am still working. Look at this wash is kind of now drying, so I put another layer on the lighter wash. So here, so you can see like a nicely graded wash. Right now I will clean my brush. Okay, soon as I put water here like this, and now is building the cauliflowers because the wash is drying now. If I by mistake a droplet here, and it will build some cauliflower here. So once this cauliflower build, then it's really hard for you to fix it because it create its own texture on the paper. So that texture, to remove this texture, either you put a lot of opaque color and you just block the whole wash, or you just start over your painting if you don't like cauliflower. Cauliflowers are nice, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with cauliflower. It works beautiful. It's a one uh, it's a texture built by itself, and yeah, I use in my paintings, and I keep it my painting a little bit loose. I don't work very realistic type. I just keep it like in the middle, semi-abstract type of painting. So I use this cauliflower in my painting. Okay, so I hope you understand the transparency. One more thing I want to just quickly let me get this. I want to show you something actually. So, okay, this is the now nice and clean water, right? So, if you want to test the opacity of the color, right? So, I put a cadmium red in it, right? And now look at this. There's it's very opaque, right? Like so, it you can tell you cannot see through from here. Is blocking everything underneath, right? So let me drain this, and I will get some more fresh water. Let's get this, throw it out, clean that cup. We're using the same cup actually. So here, I'll get some more water. I got some red color in it. So here, let me drop it. Let's get the nice and clean water. Okay, put some clean water. Okay. Now I will put some French ultramarine. So as I told you, French ultramarine is more uh, transparent. So now you can see that the wash underneath. Look at this. I can see the red wash in there, right? Here, the white of the paper, the edges. You don't see like clearly, but you can see that even though if I put more French ultramarine in it, right? See, I put more pigment. Let's put more. It's still, if I put so much cadmium red, then it will be gone. But now I put so much pigment in it, you still can see actually the reflection on the water. Might not see the red. I can see it, but it's not that clear because I put too much pigment in it, right? So it changed the consistency of the color. So anyway, this is the basically the transparent colors, and here the transparency itself in your painting. Okay, let's start painting, and I'll do this quick demo today, and then I'll show you what's involved in this, how to keep the transparency in this on the painting by using the transparent and opaque colors. Okay, so I put some water on my paper, just a clean water with the brush, with my dagger brush made by Rosemary and Co. I put some cadmium yellow first. Cadmium yellow again is an opaque color, so don't be get confused. Please, cadmium, quinacridone are more toward transparent. Cadmium are more towards opaque. I'm gonna use these terms over and over so you guys can understand. I mean, like you remember which color is transparent. Although it's not a, but just remember you will find out actually when you do more and more watercolor, and then you will see, even though it's just not in a watercolor, in acrylic and the oil has the same information. Let's mix the cadmium yellow here. I'll put some more washes here. So I left this white on the paper. Okay, more water. This first wash are the most important. Remember, if you are working on the type of painting which doesn't require any drawing, or you're practicing the washes, this is the best way. These painting so far I'm doing in a class. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit advanced later on in the classes, but these are painting that very basic painting. And once you know, once you understand the basic of the watercolor, how to mix colors, how to create soft edges and hard edges, and then you will, what color is transparent, what color is not transparent. So then you will find out is become very easy to then you will ready for the next level, right? Like more go more advanced, which I'm gonna bring it in a further. I mean, like in a future class, right? So here, first wash, I'm laying down cadmium yellow all the way down. More cadmium yellow. I will put some cadmium yellow here on the palette and bring some French ultramarine and mingle with the French ultramarine, right? It's not gonna be very gray color because French ultramarine has more transparent, has a red shade on it, so it won't disturb the cadmium yellow so much, so it it doesn't turn into a green color. So you can use French ultramarine and cadmium yellow without any problem. Okay, so here I'm just going with the cadmium yellow. First, my first wash, because there's a water, right? So it has a sky has a reflection in the water. So I will keep this reflection and just soaking my brush in the water and making a graded wash basically. Try to keep more soft washes instead of I left some here because I bring it some sun effect in there, so I left it some white of the paper. White of the paper is the first layer. Remember, I always remind you, you guys, that white is the first layer of your uh, painting, and then the rest will come on the top, right? So here I'm pretty much done. I'm kind of a little playing with this wash, so I'll try to spread more. I need to get a nice and clean wash it, right? Since it's a water, right? I clean my brush. I just dry my brush with the paper towel, and I will bring some water type of marks here by just picking up the color, right? You dry your brush, okay? You go just just go over your previous wash, and it will pick up the color, and it create a little bit effect of the water. Okay, so now I'm happy with the first wash. It's done. What I will go, I will just dry this first wash. That's how you put another layer on the top of this layer. So this is a cadmium yellow, which is a more opaque, toward more opaque, it's more opaque color. So, and if once I start putting some burnt umber is another opaque colors, but I'm gonna keep the my wash very mixed with more water so I can attain some transparency and my watercolor. Okay, so here let's dry my brush, get the dryer. Let's dry this painting. Okay, it is, yeah, it's alright, it's dry enough. So now I will go and get some French ultramarine, which I told you I use three colors in my painting. You can use more colors, fine. You don't need to just use let's use three colors. I picked it up, so you can use more colors, no problem. Okay, so here I will get some burnt umber, and I will mix some purple color in my palette. I don't want to let go waste, so I mix it up. Doesn't matter if you have a dark color in your palette and it doesn't change the consistency of your pigment or wash, it's fine. You can get dark color, but if you have a light color and you there's a color previously sitting on your palette which you didn't clean it, it will change the consistency of your wash. So please remember, dark colors are okay, you can get away, but as soon as you use a light color and then there's a color in there, then it will change the consistency of your color, or your wash will be yeah, you have to be a little bit careful. Okay, now here the horizon line, I will put a line here, just a straight line with my brush. It's a nice dagger brush, so what happened when you go with the sideways, like you can attain a nice straight line with this. And don't just go straight, just break it up a little bit, because it looks good actually when you break this line here. So if I keep it a straight line with the brush, it doesn't feel very good. So I will keep it a little bit, break down a little bit more edges here and there. Okay. So here let's put some more, a little bit more, bring it more. So I can put a dark color on the light color, right? But if you start putting a dark color, you can still work with the dark color, but you have to keep it separate, right? And then you can put another layer on the top, but I wouldn't make too complicated, right? So just keep it simple as possible. And now I mix a little bit French ultramarine here, bring it to my wash, and then I will put some gray wash. Basically, it's a French ultramarine and burnt umber. Mix it up, and it give you a nice gray color. Okay, so I'm just playing with this painting now because my first wash is done, and I have my colors. Let's put some more French ultramarine. I need more dark colors, so I will put some or French ultra, just put on the since the wash is wet, so I will put some French ultramarine straight on the paper. You don't need to wait, or just put some French ultramarine like this, and yeah, bring some texture, and there you go. I'll clean my brush because I have so much uh, dark color. So now I'm gonna drop some. Uh, I will smudge this part of the painting because I need to create some texture here, which I will show you in a second. Okay. So so far now, look at this. I make this wash very light with the water. Now the transparency, as you can see, the yellow, the cadmium yellow, here is on the background. You can see it, but where the dark color is, like it's gone now. It's very hard for you to see the yellow color, right? So that's what you keep the transparency. Let's say you want to keep more light and you want to see the yellow color from the background, you just go mix more color, more water to your wash, or mix of color, and then you can attain nice very light type of color, transparent color, which allow you to that previous color will show behind from this wash. Okay. So here I'll put some, let's put some little bit dark color here and for the trees, and block it all the way here. I purposely left some white patches so I can use them later on. Let's get some more French ultramarine, mix it up with the burnt umber. I get some more burnt umber, get a nice dark gray type of color. More you mix, more pigment you put, more ultramarine blue and more burnt umber, it get more darker. So if you keep the paint less, it will give you a nice uh, gray color. Or what you can do, you can just go mix more water to the wash, and it will become more diluted, more transparent. There you go. That's what it is. So make sure you have enough mix here, so you don't need to change the consistency by mixing the colors over and over, right? I'm gonna keep my brush clean and just make these edges a little bit softer because I don't like this hard edges here. Then I'll clean my brush, clean it, and gone. See that all these hard edges has been gone. Okay, there you go. Push it down. Clean your brush. Make sure you clean your brush very thoroughly. And now it's dry, and just pick it up. Pick up these soft edges and create some soft edges and just push the color down. Push it down in your other wash, and see that now it's getting a very nice subtle type of washes. Okay, so at the same time I will put some more dark color. I need some more dark, so I will get some more burnt umber because watercolor tend to get lighter when it's dry. So what I will do, I will put some more dark value here by mixing more burnt umber and the French ultramarine blue. French ultramarine blue is transparent, burnt umber is opaque, and when you mixing these two colors, basically unconsciously you're mixing three colors, and people think, oh, we're mixing two colors, and we're getting gray. Basically you mixing three colors. The brown color is the extension of your red and yellow and some blue in it, right? And then you put some more blue in it and it becomes gray color. So you mixing up, although you're mixing up two colors, but you mixing, in fact, if you go and give a little bit, think about it, it's Actually, it's two colors, right? I mean, three colors. Okay, here I drop some drop really, right? See, so as soon as you drop in, just wipe it off, right? Now it's building more hard edges here, so I will soften it out by just putting a water at the edge of this wash. Let's spread it. And now I think I done enough here, so I will create some reflection in the water. So this is another technique a lot of artists use. So I will get some water. As you can see, I have some water in my brush. So I'll get some more water and load the brush with the clean water. And then what you do, just go rub that brush against this the wash sitting on the on this on the edge. It create a nice soft edge, and you can bring it down that wash to create a kind of not nice effect of the reflection. You don't need to create anything. You just go and make this just rub it against this edge of this wash, and then you get a nice reflection on the water, and bring it down, because since it's dry, the paper is dry, so the paint is staying there unless you tell the wash that come down by just putting a little bit water underneath. So here, if I put more water, the wash will start running, and it depends how far do you want to go. So if I want to go up all the way up to here, you can put more water here and let the wash coming down. Better yet, if you tilt the paper like this, but I don't tilt the paper, because what happened at this stage, the all the wash on the top will running down here also. So you make sure you don't tilt it too long, and then tilt it and just leave it. So that will give you it's not gonna run all that pigment from here from the previous wash into the water, uh, the reflection in the water. You don't want to do that, otherwise it will be a problem. Then you have to put more pigment here to make it more darker. So far, I now I'm going to put some vertical lines, because there's some trees sitting like this. So just vaguely create some line like this. There you go. So I need, if you need some more dark reflection, you can go put some pigment on your on the get some more mix, the burnt umber and the French ultramarine wash, and then you can put it like this. Just keep it running your brush with the fine edge of the brush across, and create some water effect, and at same time you creating uh, the reflection of the trees in the water. Here, let's go put some water underneath. I need some more dark value here, because it's getting a little bit lighter. So I will go get some care. Now again, this wash is kind of blocking here, right? So I just kind of a little bit worry about, because it's creating a little hard edge, right? So now this is how your transparency works. So if I put a color here, right, just a wash here, then a wash here, that gray mix wash, French ultramarine and a burnt umber, and then you can uh, solve this problem like this. And don't over paint over the whole cadmium yellow wash, because otherwise the transparency will be gone. So we don't want to paint over completely. Just keep some, and let's put some here with some water in it. Let's make it a little bit soft edge here there, so it create a little depth into the your painting, like a sky. It's these clouds are more in the distance, and it kind of lower, and these are more closer, so it will be on the top. So I will put some more. I don't want to block my the cadmium yellow wash. This is what all this painting is about. So you're gonna keep the transparency of the painting. Now here, let's put some more dark. Let's mix more. See how fast this burnt umber and French ultramarine wash gone? I had a kind of a puddle here, but now it's gone now. So let's put some more dark value here. I hope you understand the values in the watercolor. Also, if you don't understand, please put on a chat in a request. I will go over in the next session that what is how these values works in the watercolor. So please, yeah, do that, and I will explain exactly what are the basically it's just a dark value and light value. Let's put this way. I will just explain quickly. It's the dark value and the light value. So I'm lifting some colors here, bring it down some wash toward at the end because I already put some water on the bottom. I'm not worried about the dry brush mark, so it blends really good with the my these three reflections. So here now most of the painting is done, and now I'm gonna clean. Make sure your brush is very dry, okay? And I will now the wash is here is mostly dry, so I cannot pick up so much color, but here is some wetness is there on the dark wash, right? Because I put it later on, so you can see I can come here, right? As soon as I get into the dark wash, it create uh, the it lifts the color right away. Although it is dark because it shows right away. Maybe it lifting here also, but it shows more because this is a more dark value here. So as soon as you lift color, it shows right away. So here, let's pick up some more. Let's get some more. Pick it up with the fine edge of the brush. Then you pick up more. Don't do too much, otherwise it shows right away that some people like it and they just keep doing it over and over, and you just pick up all the pigment initially you put in, and then it creates some problem. So here, okay, then I will do the same thing in the water also. Okay, so here a little bit, not too much. Soak your brush, make sure, I mean dry your brush, make sure the brush is dry, and then you pick up the pigment like this. So here another one, pick it up, clean your brush, make sure the brush is completely dry. Let's bring this down all the way here. Now this one is kind of a little bit thick, so I will just keep it more here. Let's lift this, and this one, there you go. Now I'm gonna clean because my brush is get a little bit contaminated with the dark colors I was lifting, so I clean my brush. Now what I will do, I will make a streaks on the water by lifting the colors vertically, right? Like so, I will go put some a little bit marks like this. So we keeping the transparency of the watercolor, right? We're not blocking that cadmium yellow, and which is the opaque color, and we use the transparent watercolor, which is the French ultramarine, and here. Okay, I don't want to do too much, otherwise it shows right away. So you have to be a little bit careful. Okay, so most of the painting is done, right? And now I will go get my smaller brush, same dagger brush, smaller size. Okay, so I will go and lift the colors like this. Basically I'm creating a little transparency by lifting the colors here. So, and then you can make these trees a little bit branches. You don't need to be exactly make a tree, just lift the colors here and there, and it explains right away that what it is. Just pick up some color like this, right? So, and then here also, Okay, so pretty much done, and you can see all these. Let me just pick up this, extend this wash by picking up this wash, make it more softer. You can do that if you have a hard type of edge build up. You can put some water and just rub it, but you need a little bit strong brush. You can't just use a soft brush and lift the colors with the saw brush. It's not gonna work. It'll become a challenge for you. So make sure you have a hard brush and then you can lift the colors. So here, now let's talk about a little bit, since it's the painting is drying, right? Let's put one streak here. I like that. Put one here also. So now you can see a nice reflection by bleed this wash from top to bottom. I put a cadmium yellow, opaque cadmium yellow, in my first wash, and left some white of the paper just to create kind of a sun effect. Although the sun, I don't know where is this. I can use this also, this one, for the sun, and then I have to do just lift some opaque the yellow, get a nice clean color, and then you can lift this color just to create some reflection on the water for this. Although I forgot, actually I should leave some white here, but you can actually, it's easy to lift the colors at this stage, and I can go lift it and create some shadow in the water. Okay, now I will go make some streaks across also, so you don't want to go and just lift the colors and get straight, right? Create some more texture, more look to it, like it show that it is a water body, right? Here, let's lift some color from here, make it more realistic. Okay, so done. Now I have, you can see the painting is almost done. Let's put some, I want to put some French ultramarine straight from the tube and bring some colors here, right? Like, let's just put some here. And you can do that. You can just put some water and add some water and just bring it down a little bit French ultramarine. It gives you a nice feel, right? Like there's a blue in there too. Although we use French ultramarine, but it's we mostly I mix it up with the mix my grays with the French ultramarine. So I didn't use it as a just a single pigment, right? Single paint. So now I used it. So I just want to go see that show that the color is there too. Let's make some streaks. Since the painting is drying, I can go clean my brush, get my nice gray mix. See these clouds? I can make the reflection of these clouds also in the water, right? And create some more drama to the painting here. Actually, I'm going to show you after I finish the painting quickly how to blend colors, how to mix colors, because this is what I was thinking. A lot of students are getting, the people are getting, they're challenged with this type of uh, uh, initial work also. So few people asked me to explain a little bit how to mix colors. Okay, so I'm done mostly. Now I will grab my other dagger brush, put some water here at the edge. I want to create a little bit more dark value here. So I will go get some French ultramarine, beautiful, nice transparent color, and I will put some in the front here, like that. Okay. So this is not on the other painting, but I purposely do it. So I will go, we have time, so let's create more texture, more drama to our painting. Now I get some more French ultramarine straight from the tube, not mixing up with any color, and I will put some. Look, see, you can create a nice ripple in the water by just putting a one layer, right? One layer. You put a one layer of a little bit transparent layer, and then I will pick it up straight from the tube, more darker pigment, more value in it, and you just drop it on the wet wash, right? And it create a nice effect of the on the ripples on the water like this. So you go up. If I put it here, it doesn't work the way it's working here. So I'll put some more dark value here, more dark here. Just don't overdo anything you do. Keep it in moderation, so it give you a nice effect of the certain thing. Like here we're dealing in the water. I get some more French ultramarine, put some here at the edge of this water. Like I said, don't do too much, otherwise it'll show right away. Then it will be mix it up, and then it will become one wash. That's how people make their painting look muddy, because they get excited and they try to fix one problem here, and they just keep working on one portion of the painting, and they mix so much color and end up losing the painting because then they get muddy. So they said, oh, why my painting get muddy? Because fixing a problem in the watercolor is a little bit tricky. So once you made a mistake, you said, okay, you know what, I made a mistake, just leave it, leave that portion of the painting and move on to somewhere else, move on to other side of the painting, maybe work here, and then when the wash is dry, then you can come back and don't be panic. You go come back and then you fix the problem later on, if it if it is possible, right? Sometime it's not possible to fix some problems. Here I'm putting more streaks here, kind of enjoying that part of the painting. If you put wash is drying, right? If you put more pigment, that's fine. I can put more pigment here at the edge, but soon as you put it's drying and you put a clear water, and then it will start you will have problem. So now, see that blue kind of showing so much? I don't like it, like it just shows so much, and my painting is, it creates some distraction. So what I will do, I have a paper towel in my hand. I will pick up this wash, the ultramarine one, because it's too shocking, and so I will pick it up, the wash from the edge, like that. Let's get this out of here. There. Let's pick it up. It's too much. For the demo is okay, but for painting is not good. So I will pick up all the. See, you can just take all that colors off from the paper if you want, right? If you are if the wash is still wet. If you wait and then you say, oh, let me see how this wash is going to work. Once it's dry, then for you is become a challenge and hard to pick it up. Okay, so the blue, like the sharpness of the blue is gone, and I can go with my smaller dragger brush. I can get a little bit French burnt umber, and I will put on the top of this one, which is fine. It keep the harmony in the painting, right? And otherwise, it was showing right away that the blue color I put too much French ultramarine. French ultramarine is good for the highlight. You put here a little bit here, but soon as you put too much, it shows right away. So I'm okay with this. I tone it down, although whatever left on the paper, I put some burnt umber, and I kept the transparency of the French ultramarine blue. I didn't block the whole wash, right? I just mix my gray with the French ultramarine, and I just go and I put some streaks here and there, and not blocking the whole the ultramarine wash. Let's get this spreaded, because it once one one side is really dark, the other side is light, so I don't want to do that here. There you go. So painting is done now. I will use some dryer. Let's dry the painting up. Okay, that's enough. I think it's dry already. You can feel it. It's still wet because this I put. Uh, Basically, I was trying to fix that problem, right? So kind of put more water here. So anyway, so now the painting is dry. What you can do, you can see these marks. The cadmium yellow is there, the white is there, very subtle washes here at the edge of these trees, the hills in the background. This is what it shows how you keep your painting transparency, right? Like you use opaque color and then you put down more uh, transparent layer on the top. One another. You put keep putting it. Actually, it's also the I don't know. I want to introduce this also. Uh, I have a burnt sienna in my palette, which is more again transparent. So I would just put a little bit here. What happened? This is create also the. I'm not blocking that trees with this transparent color, right? But I create more layer on the top of it. So this is another example of the transparency. Plus it's called glazing also. If you have painting, you think a painting is too warm and it is too much yellow, so what you can do, you want to go, I will pick up some little bit of French ultramarine and I would put it right here, just glaze it. It's called glazing, although it is, I'm keeping the other layers open, so it's also called, you glaze that painting and cool it down or warm it up you painting. So I tend to put some blue color here, so it bring it down the the warm colors, although the gray color is a cooler color. So now let's put some. I get cadmium orange, nice opaque cadmium orange. Again, cadmiums are more like opaque. So what I can do, I can put a little bit cadmium orange, one more layer, which is not disturbing the layer on the bottom, although it shows. So I would put a little bit cadmium orange also on my painting. Get some water, spread it up if you want. If you don't want to get a hard edge, so you go spread that up a little bit. There you go. So that's another layer. I put it another uh, opaque color by mixing more water in it and make it transparent, and I can put it here, there if you want. I can mix more, mix with my cadmium. You know what, just go straight on the tube. Let's put some color here, put some water, make it more transparent, and I can put it here. There you go. There you go. So more warmer painting and more layer on it, more another transparent layer. I'm not blocking it. Yes, if I put like this cadmium orange and I put it here, I don't want to ruin the painting, right? Then it will block the. Let's do it here. Let me show you here. So if I put a cadmium, look at this. It just shows right away, although it's such a dark. Let's bring it here. Let's bring it. There you go. So this is basically opaque color, and now it take over. It overrided the previous wash or previous I used. Now I'm going to pick it up because it's too much. It's ruined the painting right away. Now gone. So as long as it's wet and it's a fresh wash, you can take it out. You can fix the problem. But as soon as it get dry, then it's a little bit hard for you to fix the mistake. By mistake, you put something. Let's put some little bit orange color here. I want to just bring it down that the trees, well, that's okay. Let's spread a little bit here. Okay, so painting is dry now, right? Now you can go get some nice burnt umber or sepia color. Although I told you that I'm going to use three colors, but now this is the fifth color I'm using. I use the cadmium yellow, I use the burnt umber, French ultramarine, and I use some cadmium orange also. Now I'm using a little bit sepia color because I need a darker color more, and I will mix it up with my French ultramarine, get a nice dark gray color. So sepia is a more dark brown, and the burnt umber is a little bit less uh, kind of paler brown. So here I'm going to put a few birds here since of the water here, and just just put a one mark. Let me show you actually. Let me show you what how you work with these certain objects in your painting. So you go put one mark here, there, and there. That's it. That's all you need. If you need to be more realistic, you can put some like a tail or something like this, little bit body here, and make it more look realistic. Now here you can wings are more upwards, and get some more sepia color, and then you can do the body like this. There you go. So let me show you here. That's what it basically all it needs. Get some sepia color. Let me show you closer. Go put a one mark, bring it down with your brush, make it mark a little bit uh, wider. Then you go the other way. You put another mark here, and then you put the tail and the body of the bird here like this. There you go. So this is you have to practice once you're dealing with the landscape painting, and then if the bird is sitting on the ground, then you can go and create some. You have to have a little bit knowledge of how to draw certain things with the brush and with the pencil also. Otherwise, you're gonna have a challenge, right? Here, very simple. There you go. Right? So you can keep it very simple. You don't need to draw anything. Just no drawing required. Learn how to mix colors, how to keep the transparency of the painting, and yes, at the end, if you want more from your painting, you can put some birds, bring some more energy to your painting, make it look more busy, more interesting, like, or you can keep it very calm, very simple painting. So I put two birds here and there. Now, here I'm going to put one more here. The grouping is very important, right? So I'll put one here in the distance, so it's just bring down the board. These two birds are there. So here, done. Painting is done now. I I hope you understand the transparency in the watercolor, how to lift the colors, how to use three colors, or maybe like, yeah, three colors initially, but then I add cadmium, burnt sienna, and a cadmium orange just to show you how to build more layers on the painting. Let me show you. Let's turn it off that reference photo and so you guys understand what I did here. Let's turn it off. Okay, here. Oops. Let's make a transition. Actually, turn it off. Wrong image. Here. So let's go closer. The foreground. You can see the layers upon layers. I lift some colors here. I put a cadmium yellow wash initially. Then I mix it up some gray color with the French ultramarine and some burnt umber. And later on, I use some what do you call the burnt sienna and the cadmium orange. So cadmium orange again. Cadmiums are more towards opaque. Uh, French ultramarine, quinacridone, magenta, and all these colors family is towards more transparent. So there you go. That painting is ready. It looks good. And when you put a mask, or I mean, you frame it, it looks beautiful. So just don't let it sit like this. Make sure you bring any frame. If you have frame, if you don't have frame, just go pick it up. You don't need to be buy expensive frame. Just pick up a frame that fits, that painting fits, and frame it, and you will see the beauty of your painting will enhance like 10 times. So don't let it sit like this, and please frame it and hang it. So anyway, let's, what time is it? Okay, we have 10 minutes and I will do some, let's get this painting off from here. I'll show you quickly how to blend some colors, right? So let's zoom it in a little bit more. Here, my paper towel in my hand. I get some, let's use this cadmium yellow. I don't know what happened, where this color came from. This looks like a burnt umber or cadmium. Anyway, so I put this color here, which is become a nice burnt sienna. I think it was burnt sienna in the palette, so it mixes it up with the red color and give you a nice dark orange color. So I put a wash here, right? And I clean. Let me bring the water here basically so you guys know, you can see what's going on here. Put the water here, get take the little bit wetness off, and then you rub it against this wash. Just a little bit. Let the wash run, and if you want more, you can just push more pigment. And if you want to, if you tilt it, it will give you more effect of the soft edge, or the gradient, or whatever you call. And then there you go. Basically, it's a gradient wash, right? Let's put this way. And here. So that's how you, now if you want to go put some more dark color on the top, which I'm going to use some dark purple color on the top, and then it will change the consistency of the color and it give you a nice gradient color. Let's put some Payne's gray on it. Let's make it more sharper, more contrast. I put some Payne's gray, and that's how you make the value darker in your watercolor also. So here, there you go. Nice gradient wash with the dark brown color, because I put some Payne's gray in a brown color. So what happened? It turns into a dark brown color. But yeah, and it just goes soft wash from the top to bottom. And I'll keep this darker value on the top. Here, let's push some wash here, there. Make it more even. You can disturb the wash, but What happened eventually, if you put too much water, then it creates some puddles on the, depend on what type of paper you're using. If you're using a 90-pound paper, it creates some is buckle up, and then you will have some challenge because it creates some pothole. And right here you can see that all this water with the pigment is just collecting here. So what I can do, you can go uh, dry your brush and pick up those pigment from there, so it doesn't create a funny effect later on. But if you use a nice heavy paper, then this won't happen. Okay, so I hope you understand the transparency pigment itself. Which pigment? Cadmiums are more towards opaque. Quinacridone is more toward transparent, like French ultramarine itself is a very transparent color. Phthalo blue is a transparent color. Prussian blue is a transparent. Burnt sienna is a transparent color. So, and cadmium orange, cadmium red, cadmium yellow, Naples yellow, these are all more opaque colors. So make sure when you are using these color, be careful. If you want to keep the first layer of your painting, you don't want to go put an opaque color on the top. If you need to get this transparency going, you dilute, even though you're using cadmium, then just put some more water, mix it up, make it more transparent, that pigment. But same time, you're gonna lose some consistency because you're putting more water, right? So the color will get lighter and lighter, but it will be more transparent. Okay, so I think let's finish the class today, and I will discuss more in detail how to mix colors, how to blend color in the next class, and that will be the main subject for how to mix colors, and yeah, how to blend colors, wet into wet, or dry onto wet, wet into dry. So this type of technique I will discuss in the next class. I hope you have a great weekend, and in Toronto there's a beautiful weather, sun is out, and enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for stopping by, and take care. Let's close this.